So I'm a human being, but what I'm doing, I'm living in a human zoo. I'm in a zoo, somebody comes and feeds me, I dance around, I go around, play around, because I have nothing to do. I think that's not quite the human life is all about. Human life is about creativity, and through creativity I discover myself. So there must be something that I can unleash that creativity from me. So that's where charity or welfare is not the right approach. But I understand there are circumstances where the state must come and help people. And that I'm saying the charity or the welfare should always have a time limit. That, okay, you are in difficulty, society will help you to overcome that difficulty. After this, you'll be on your own. It cannot be a permanent home for people. Most of our welfare programs become permanent homes for people. Once you get into welfare, you hardly get out of welfare. And as a result, your children are born into that welfare. So they learn how you live, because this is how you live. Somebody gives you a check, government gives you a check, you cannot think of anything else. If you take away that check, they go crazy, because they don't know what else to do, because they never learn. The grandchildren are born into that. So imagine at that time you take away the bottle, the feeding bottle from them. They go absolutely berserk, because they never learn anything else. So people must be given opportunity to learn the hard way how to take care of themselves. And they enjoy that. Probably one way of looking, oh no, why should you are giving trouble for them? No, you're not giving trouble for them. That's what people enjoy. Human life thrives on challenges. You need to create challenge. Then you come up and take one challenge. Once you're successful in one challenge, you are ready to take the bigger challenge, next stage. And you take bigger challenge, and when you're successful on that, you're ready to take the still bigger challenge. And some of them go up and up and up, and some of them go third stage, fourth stage, and so on. So in the process, what you're doing, you're building up and you're unleashing your energy. In the process, you're helping the community, because your productivity, your creativity, not only helping you, it's also helping everybody else. Your whole economy and the society is lifting. So your creativity is put in the place. Your contribution, your ideas, your ingenuity touches others' ingenuity. Because if I see you are coming up with a new idea, I say, hey, I can come up with better than that. So my idea starts spark. I get a spark from that, and I do something else. And when you see me, somebody says, oh, I can do better than that. So it is a touching. But if I see you don't do any work, and you say, why should I work? He doesn't work, and I don't have to work. I can do it. So the charity and the handouts go in that one. Donor funds is a different story. It's not welfare. Donor funds says, you are a poor country, okay, I'll give you some money so that you can improve your economic situation. What do we do? Build roads, build highways, build buildings or something, or health program and so on. So it comes easy to countries. In most countries, because this money comes easy, because somebody is writing the check for you, you didn't have to earn that. So it creates first of all, it comes through the government. It creates a bureaucracy within the government. And bureaucracy always take the safest route. They want to attract more money because you don't have to create it yourself. And the more you show that you are poor, you are...
¿Se puede decir, perdón, que la ayuda internacional en general termina ayudando a los más ricos en vez de a los menos pobres? Es decir, alimenta la burocracia en vez de alimentar a los menos pobres. ¿Es así?
Yes, indeed. It goes to the bureaucracy, so it feeds into bureaucracy. Bureaucracy gets bigger, the more money you get, and it breeds corruption, because money is easy. People cannot ask you a question because it's not your money. Why should you question? Somebody else is giving the money. And donor countries far away from you, they want to make sure their money, their taxpayers' money is used properly. But they are so far away, their bureaucrats are writing good report, because if they get a bad report, then their parliament and their representatives get mad, so they don't want to show it to them. So they're always patching up so that everybody is happy. So this is how the donor initiatives grown up. It's not bad intention. People who were giving the money, they had very good intention. They said, we have a good life. We want to share this good life with the people who are not as fortunate as we are. we want to help them. But unfortunately, the money comes to the country, not to the poor people. And when you talk about country like Bangladesh, when you write a check of $100 million to Bangladesh, the people who are writing the check think that Bangladesh is a poor country, so we're giving this $100 million to the poor country. But actually, it may be poor country, there were a lot of rich people. So this money ends up in the hands of the rich people, because they are the smart ones, they know how to handle all this, they get the contract, they get this and so on. The poor people don't see much of it. If you are building a bridge, if you're building a road, so the contractors get the money, the engineers get the money, everybody else get the money. The poor people didn't get anything. So although the road is being built in the name of the poor people, we are trying to help the poor people, but that's a wrong way to do. And I'm arguing that donor money could be much better used if we address the poor more directly, so that the money goes into directly poor people. I'm not saying bridges are wrong, buildings, roads are wrong, roads are needed, bridges are needed, but you have to see that that road and that bridge brings benefit to the poor people. How do you make that two things happen? I'm building the roads, but poor people cannot ride on the roads anymore, because only the rich people go on the road, on the buses, on the trucks, on the cars and so on. Their merchandise going back and forth. In many occasions, I cannot use the road because I don't have any money to go in the road, take any merchandise in the road. So I have to build the capacity. The donor money have to build the capacity in the poor person, so that now they can use the road. So not only building the road, capacity to use the road has also been considered simultaneously. So that way I would say, if you redesign the international aid money, a lot more mileage you can have in addressing the issue of poverty. So it's a question of redesigning. I'm not against donor money completely. It's very helpful, provided it comes in the right way. But if it is not coming in the right way, it does negative impact in many occasions, because now I'm not as energetic as I would. Like, for example, many countries give food aid. In a country like Bangladesh, if you send food as aid because you have a surplus in your country, so you want to help the people in Bangladesh, you ship loads of grains you sent to Bangladesh. So what happened? It depressed the agricultural market in Bangladesh. So the farmers who are producing get very discouraged because they don't get a good price, because foreign free food came into the market and it has depressed the whole market. So you wanted to help, but instead you take away the initiative and the productivity in the country. Now the farmers are not investing in it because don't get a good price. So this is not a good kind of policy for them. So policy could have been made differently to help the agriculture to take care, produce extra food so that the country has more food.
Leyendo su libro Hacia un mundo sin pobreza, tengo la impresión de que, además de su maestro rumano, usted tuvo otros maestros o maestras, que fueron las mujeres de Bangladesh. ¿Qué le enseñaron las mujeres de Bangladesh a usted como economista?
Oh yes, a lot of it. My first real learning took place when I started getting away from the classrooms and started visiting the village next door to the university campus, and started talking to the real people, because in my textbooks there are people, not real people. These are storybook people for the economic theory. For example, in the economics, the word people doesn't appear at all. In economics textbooks, you see either labor or entrepreneur. The entire human population is divided into two different categories, entrepreneur and labor. There is no people. I said, how can you design an economic theory, which is supposed to be social science, where people do not exist? You see two robots. One is called labor. The more wage you give, the more they come to work for you. And another is entrepreneur. His only job is to get everybody together to produce something. It's a robot-like entities. This doesn't reflect the reality. And particularly I said, how can you have a social science where there is no gender? There is no man, there is no woman. There's only labor, there is no gender. There's entrepreneur, there's no gender. I said, a social science which does not recognize right from the beginning there are two different kinds